Welcome, Conservation District Supervisors and District Managers. The Colorado State Conservation Board team at the Colorado Department of Agriculture has created this quick training presentation to assist conservation districts with completing one of their statutory requirements that is due every September. The annual completion of the supervisor list results in funding for the conservation district and allows the CSCB team to assist with any district board needs. The supervisor list provides important information for each of your conservation district board members. Last year, the CSCB team provided a pre-filled form with correct information based on the records that we have to assist conservation districts with accurate completion of the supervisor list. There are still mistakes that are often made, and so the CSCB team hopes that this will provide additional guidance and assistance. If there is a need for additional assistance or if a conservation district has any questions, the CSCB team is here to help. Please reach out to your field specialist, or you can email cda_cscb@state.co.us at any time. The objectives for this training presentation are to provide an overview of the basic completion of the form, addressing common mistakes, and to provide additional resources for conservation districts should they need additional assistance. Completing the form is simple, beginning with the year the form is being submitted. The form provides you with a drop-down list so that you can easily choose the year submitting this form for. A common mistake is that districts often copy the previous year's supervisor list and fail to choose the new year. Please make sure you do so. The next section provides a drop-down list of the various conservation districts for you to choose from, and then there are fields for you to complete regarding your conservation district. This next section asks if your district has term limits. If you're unsure about term limits, please reach out to us. There's also a request for information regarding district managers for your conservation district. The CSCB team is aware that not all districts have a district manager currently, so please provide information for a main contact person. The next sections request information for the conservation district supervisors/board members. Please note that the physical address should be the supervisor's home address. The CSCB team is aware that many people do not prefer to share this information, but there is often important key correspondence sent out that the CSCB team wants to make sure that all members receive. This information will not be shared with anyone. Continue to complete the fields of information for each section until you complete it for each supervisor or board member. Also note, at the very end of this list, there's information for your ex officio member. Please make sure you complete that as well if you have one. This area of each section seems to become confusing and can result in mistakes for the districts completing their annual supervisor list. Please note that the appointed date is not the elected date. The appointed date is when a member agrees to fill a position, whether newly appointed or appointed to a position that another member has vacated. There are times when the appointed date does align with the elected date. The elected date, however, is when a member is first officially elected to a position. This can become confusing when a previously held position is filled by a new member. The person filling the vacated position does not yet begin their term, but the term expires when the previous member's term was to expire. When elections take place next, at that time, that new person begins their term. Again, please note, the elected date is not when a member is elected to a specific position, but when they were first elected to the board as a supervisor. This is important to note when it comes to figuring out term expiration dates and next elections. Terms are not based on titles. There have been several changes over the years when it comes to election years, terms, and so on. There was a time when elections and terms occurred every 4 years on even years, and then it changed to every 3 years, and now we're back to every 4 years and on odd years. A new supervisor elected in 2025 will follow the 4-year term with elections every 4 years on odd years, so their next election year would be in 2029. If a supervisor is now filling a vacated position, that person would complete the term of the vacated position, and then elections would take place accordingly based on the previous person's term expiration year. It is important to note that terms are based on the member/supervisor's entire time on the board. For example, if a member or supervisor was elected in 2008, then their next election would be in 2027, and they will have served 5 consecutive years at that time. Is everyone confused yet? It could be very, very challenging to complete this list each year. There's turnover, changes with members, and archive records are not always available. This presentation was not intended to cause more confusion, but to provide some basic information about the common mistakes and things to look for when completing this form each year. Here's some key things to remember. Just make sure you choose the correct year from the drop-down list for the year you're submitting your list. Make sure you choose your correct conservation district from the drop-down provided. The physical address field needs to be a home address so that we can make sure that we get you the correspondence that we need to get you. The appointed year is not usually the same as the elected year. The election year is based on the first year a supervisor is elected to the board, and terms are counted from the original elected year and not the appointed year, and not a year that a person is elected to a new position. If you have any questions at all, the CSCB team is here to assist you in any way we can. Every conservation district can reach out to their field specialist for assistance, and there's also the team at the Broomfield office. There are members of our team that have years of experience, and we all work together to provide support and guidance to conservation districts. If you have any questions at all, again, please reach out to our team via our email at cda_cscb@state.co.us. And remember, your field specialists are always there to assist you as well. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you taking the time to view this, and you make Colorado proud.